Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks and also showing you guys exactly what the best 90 to do in Fortnite. I have a trick that allows you to do two 90s in just a single jump, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that, so maybe you guys can put it in your game and help you improve, because it really is OP, and it will take a little bit to get used to, but once you do, it's going to be very, very strong and also very effective for games. So definitely stay to the end of the video because you guys definitely want to see this 90 and exactly how it's done. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. And if you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, turn on my post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be entered into the giveaway. So make sure you guys do enter if you guys want a chance to win. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be showing you guys the absolute best 90s to do in Fortnite as of currently. So before we get into exactly what that is, what you have to learn is you have to master these 90s first, because if you don't master these, the other one is going to just be impossible to do. So these, a lot of people call them different. You can call them Spyder 90s, but what these are just 90s without that back, I guess the extra one wood piece that you normally would place to your back. You don't actually place that, and you continue to do 90s. So for this, I'm also going to show you guys a slow motion on exactly how to do it as well. But like I said, you have to have these 90s down very well if you want to be able to do the other 90 that I'm going to be showing in this video, which I think is the best 90 here in Chapter 2. So you have to have these down. So in order to do these, here is a slow motion of what I'm doing. So starting off, you really just want to pick a side, whether you want to do it from the right side or the left side. I personally like the right side, but here it is from this left side. So you want to stay towards the far left part of the ramp. And when you want to turn is you basically want to turn when you're about 3/4 up the ramp. And once you turn, you place the two walls, then you place a floor, and then you place a ramp going up. And you want to continue this process. You can do it 2 or 3. And because as you guys know, after 3, you lose your jump exhaust. You can't do any more than that in a row. But that's basically the whole concept, is you want to go from the far left side, and once you're on the far left side, about 3/4 up, then you want to turn, place the two walls, and once you place these walls, you want to place the floor, then the ramp, and then after you place that, then you want to turn again. You don't want to turn, usually with the other 90s, what you would do is you turn everything at the same time. It would be like a continuous circle movement. With these, it's basically you place the two walls, the floor, and then the ramp, and then you turn, and then you continue to do up. So you basically stall for a second, so you don't, it's not like a continuous circle movement where you're continually turning. You turn, you do the 90, and then you turn again, and then do another 90. So it's not a continuous movement. So that is one concept, or one thing to take away, because if you try to do these, and you try to do these in a continuous motion, unless you do it very, very slow, you're going to be messing it up, and you're not going to be able to do it very consistently. So hopefully that slowdown helped a little bit, but once you have these down, like I said at the very beginning, you have to have these down very, very well. So once you have these down, maybe you get pretty consistent at it, and once you get pretty consistent at it, then the next one will be a lot easier. So now I wanted to be showing you guys the by far best 90s in this game, and this is going to take a little bit to explain because there is a few concepts that you have to take in mind when you are doing this, a few things that you have to do in order to do it correctly, and it is a little bit challenging. It took me, I would say it took me a little bit of time, maybe took me probably a good 10-15 minutes to really start to have it down a little bit, but then after that I started to have it down more consistently, and I was able to pull it off decently consistent. It really wasn't like every single time, but it will take me a little bit more practice to have it the way I want to. But here are going to be the 90s where you can do two 90s in one single jump. And with this, to be honest, the timing is everything. And this is a little bit tricky. It might be a little bit confusing to see at first, but once I show you guys the slow motion, it'll make a little bit more sense. But this is probably the hardest 90s in the game, but also at the same time going to be the most effective. And you're going to see as I'm doing these 90s why the other ones that I showed you at the beginning of the video are going to be crucial when you're learning these. Just because it's the same type of motion in a way where you're not placing that wall behind you. You're placing without it. You're basically just placing the floor and also the ramp. And when you're placing these, it can be kind of tricky. I'm pretty sure you can do these with the wall if you really wanted to, but it makes it like a lot harder to do. So you just want to do these with the floor and also the ramp. And these are going to be really good 90s for getting up very quickly. Of course, when you're just placing the floor and ramp, it can be easy to shoot out. So you probably would only want to do this when you're close to connecting to another build. So maybe like the other builds, like just a little bit above you or a little bit out. You can do these 90s to get up very quickly, and then you would want to connect your build so you don't get shot out right away. And as I'm doing this, you want to start from the same type of angle that you would for the other 90s I showed at the beginning. But one thing you have to know is when you're doing these 90s, the hardest part is getting above the second ramp that you place. So you have the normal floor and ramp that you're placing, as you hear right here in the first one, the floor and the ramp. That's the easiest part. The hardest part is when you're jumping, you have to jump in a way where you have to jump as far to the side as possible. Because as you can see, when I land here, I'm at the very left side of the first, or the very far side, the very far left side of that ramp I place. Because if you're on that far left side, what's going to happen is it's going to allow you to be above the floor and also above the ramp that you place next. Otherwise, if you don't jump off, if you don't jump over further enough, if you don't jump off far enough, what's going to happen is you're going to get cucked and you're going to get, your head's going to hit on top of either the ramp or it's going to get hit on top of the floor. So the timing is everything, and also the jump is extremely crucial because you have to make sure when you jump that you're jumping as far to that side as possible. So when you place the second floor and also the second ramp, it makes it a little bit easier to land on. Otherwise, you're going to get shoved right below it. And that's why this one is a little bit more challenging, because the timing has to be perfect and also the jump has to be perfect as well. And when you're looking at these regular speeds ones, notice that if I'm not jumping to the side enough, I almost don't get, it's not as clean as it needs to be. I'm still able to get above that ramp, but as you can see, I'm not really landing on the far side compared to the one, or the slow motion one I've been showing. So as you can see here, I'm trying to jump to as far to the left side as possible, but I'm not really jumping as far as I need to. But when you watch this one right here, the slow motion one, you can see I jump very, very far to the side. And since I jump very far to that side, what happens is I'm able to land on top of that ramp. So look at exactly where I landed on this one compared to the other one. So look here when I'm doing this. When I'm doing this 90, I get the first one right, and once I go for the second one, I don't jump off far enough. So as you can see, I almost don't get above that ramp. I almost phased right through it, and that's because I didn't jump far enough to the side. So that's going to be the most crucial thing you have to make sure that you do, and also keep in mind when you are doing these 90s, is you want to 100% make sure that you're jumping far enough to the side. So like I said 1,000 times this video, the timing for this 90 is going to be everything. But once you have this down, this can be super effective. It's faster than doing 290s. It's just a little bit faster, but that little bit of faster can be the difference between getting high ground and not getting high ground. And it's just one of those things that's awesome. It also looks pretty cool being able to do 290s in one jump. You really don't see it too often. So this is going to be by far the best 90s in this game so far, but of course it is a little bit more challenging as far as practicality. Unless you have it down very well, it's going to be difficult to pull it off in game, because like I said, I have these pretty decently consistent. Like, I don't have them perfect by any means, but I mean, I can do these probably once in every like 2 or 3 tries. But of course, if you want to do it in game and you want to be very effective at it, you want to have these down as much as possible. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to at least use the benefits of it, because you're constantly not going to be getting those 90s down correctly. So you want to make sure you keep practicing and practicing and practicing. But I'm pretty sure something like this can be done very effectively and also very efficiently, as well as consistently. And I feel like some people can have this down to the point where they're able to pull it off in game. And once they pull it off in game, I mean, you're going to be getting 90s and high ground very easily against other players, because this is extremely, extremely quick compared to the regular double 90s. So when you are doing this, really keep in mind that timing, and also just make sure you're jumping as far to the side as possible. Couldn't stress that enough, but that is going to be exactly how you do these 90s. By far, hands down, the best and the fastest 90s possible in this game. Now, I made other 90s videos in the past, and when on those videos, I kind of show all the different 90s, but this one is by far the fastest and going to be the quickest. So if you have these down very well, you might be able to pull them off in game and also be able to get high ground extremely easy on almost any player you go against. So with that being said, that's our for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.